Y'all are going to get a kick out of this short post. I was sent this morning. Siren says, not my sister's fiance talking about he can't see himself with one woman weeks before the wedding. She sent him a thumbs up, blocked him, and went to the gym. He's crashing the F out. He's calling my mother, telling her to tell my sister to answer the phone. Sorry, not sorry, but I'm currently on the line. These young ladies are not playing games with these people, and men cannot handle it. I don't know what they really think. Like, I can't see myself with one woman. Oh, you know what, Eric? Go get you two more. Oh, maybe if I just tried harder. Oh, please don't do that to me. Okay, maybe we just will live together without getting married. They really think that women are going to try harder. She said, okay, go do what you got to do. Peace. But the fact that he's crashing out, he got what he asked for. Why are you mad when you get what you asked for? You should be enjoying yourself. The thing is, they know that they benefit from marriage. They benefit from having a woman in the home. They don't want to admit it. But all of the and the thing is though, this is the reason why so many of them have the time, space, and energy to go out and cheat, because they'll have a woman in the home that's making their life easier, even when they don't admit it. So then they have the energy to go out and cheat. Now, he's not going to have the energy to go out and cheat. He won't have the energy to do his job as efficiently because now he has to adult all by himself. He has made his life so much harder, and he deserves it. This is what he wanted. And the thing is, it's like, if he knows that he does not want to see himself with one woman, he is now free. Why doesn't he just go off and be free? He just wants to be community peen and have her be okay with it. She said clearly, I am not okay with this, but I am okay with letting you go. And I love this for her. I love it for him especially, though. Okay, so Dad is confused. He's wondering, what did he mean? Did he think that he was going to open the marriage? And then Siren says, bro, I don't even know. I think he got scared of the commitment and spazzed out and is now going through hell because she's not arguing with him. She's not fighting for the marriage. Skinny Girl says, silence is the best response and says the most. And then Coach Jenny says, perfect. Now, I was trying to figure out, like, what are the men really saying in this post? Because this man said he couldn't see himself with one woman. Men also say, it's just nature. Monogamy is not natural. We are destined to, spend our baby batter all over the place. That is what they say. So they should be perfectly fine with him continuing to be single, right? So here we have a man. President Eniola says, I read comments, especially from the ladies here, and many are devoid of reasoning. Ha ha. For those that have been married and are cheering her decision without advice, I guess you and your husband have always been cordial and no issues, and you will allow her to end things just like that if she's your sister. This guy has a family, some he listens to, who can ask him questions or put some sense into his head. Some of you have caught your boyfriend cheating 3 times and still say, I have sisters who are married and I have been called to even intervene on issues. What is there to intervene? Because the thing is, as soon as she does take him back and he leaves, he goes around and starts cheating, they will say, you didn't see the red flags. You didn't vet better. You chose him. So now when a woman does choose herself and chooses to walk away, they're like, why are you doing that? Do you not have any reasoning? Maybe you should have someone talk to him. No. He said he wants to be community peen. So now he can go off and be community peen without involving her. Peniel Prophet says, no one has the time or energy to beg a ninja to do right. Didn't y'all say y'all hate when women try to change you? You go do you, sir. Get the F away from me. Mirochek says they are not married and he told her he does not want to be committed to one woman. Why the F is she sticking around? If she did marry him, then everyone would be like, well, it's your fault for marrying a clown that told you he didn't want to be married in the first place. Y'all weird. Aka says, accusing people of being devoid of reasoning, yet here you are demonstrating a reasoning of a 3-year-old. Because yes, like these other effing losers called men in our country, you want to be coddled and not held accountable, let alone shouldering the consequences of your actions. Please tell him, Aka. We have a man using therapy speak. She hit the gym instead of couples therapy. Sounds like avoidance masked as empowerment. Guess he'll dodge that bullet after all, or guess he dodged that bullet after all. He didn't dodge a bullet. She's the one that ran away from him. And this isn't avoidance. This is acceptance. It's not empowerment. She's just like, okay, cool. And then she's going off to live her life. The thing is, how are you going off to couples therapy with someone that doesn't want to be in a couple? He needs to go to therapy for himself and figure out how to not make this same mistake. Oh, and then like Nani says, take away therapy terms from the internet, please and thank you, because why is he learned a couple of words last week and he's like, I am going to apply this. This is an intellectual. So this is the example of an intellectual. Learns a couple of words and then just applies it willy-nilly. Michelle is wondering, what the F is couples therapy going to do when he don't want to be a couple? Easygoing Old says, look at this dumb Negro right here. Caraway Seed says, even when a man is blatantly wrong, someone will still play devil's advocate for them. Mimi Net says, what therapy? She's not the one with the problem. She is fine. It is not her job to fix someone else's son. Let his mama deal with that. Meanwhile, she hits the gym to self-care. All is well. And then Shellpaw again says, it doesn't take a therapist to know that if your bride or bridegroom have a problem with commitment, they are not going to be a good partner you can count on. Good riddance to bad rubbish. Y'all needed to see that. She said, I bet. I still got things to do today. You're not going to stress me out. I love this for her. Y'all needed this today. Happy Monday. I don't know if y'all remember this video going viral. So this man was filming his wife and he let her know, he was admonishing her to be nicer to him. And then she started rattling off all of the things that she had done just this morning, only to come into the kitchen and see that he has done absolutely nothing. She's like, yes, I could have been nicer, but you could have done something, anything, but you didn't. And so whoever reposted this video says him, I feel like this divorce came out of left field, intimating the whole blindsided phenomenon that we have been talking about, and we're going to continue to talk about it. So when JD Milo reposted this, he captioned it, they never seem to realize until you've reached your breaking point and have gone past the point of no return. So that's where we are. Now, just in case you haven't seen the video, here's the video.
I just feel like you could have been nicer to me.
Oh my gosh, well I feel like you could have done 80 more things today than you did. I feel like I woke up and I cleaned our room, I did our bed, I cleaned the sheets, I did the laundry, I put your clothes away, I come in the kitchen, nothing's done. So I do everything, then I make you breakfast, then I get the baby ready, then I get myself ready. And what do, Michael? You just tell me I could have been nicer. That seems pretty nice to me.
I just feel like you could have been.
Shay says, this is why saying women will die single and alone sounds like heaven to us. This is a perfect example of why women throw divorce parties. And then the official Miss Jones says, some men really believe their wife is a maid, not a partner. That seems to be the experience she's living. He should know how to do a lot of the things that she's listing if he was ever a self-sufficient single adult. Now that he's married, he thinks him doing those things is unnecessary because she should do them all. Not cool. Because they believe that when they get a wife, they get a servant. They get a wife appliance. And these women are saying, no, I am going to leave. Because in the comment section, they were saying that this woman did eventually leave her husband. Now we have a man here blaming her for being the wife appliance. Adam Baum says, I'm willing to bet these were all things she started doing for him. I'm sure he was doing all those things by himself. Women do things like this and down the road get mad that they've made their man's day as easy as it gets. Oh, well, now he doesn't have his wife appliance. The official Miss Jones says, the way you sit in misogyny up to your whole chest is wild and shows what type of man you aren't. If you really think she just woke up one day and says, I'll do everything for him that he is completely capable of doing himself just so I can complain about it later, you need a mental health assessment. Then she pulls out a spray bottle of Lake Lanier water, Like, I love that. Sassy Black Mad says, it is my understanding this couple is now divorced. I love this for her. And then the next person says, good. Now, let's get to this part that I have circled. This man says, this is why I help my wife when she needs it. No need for one person to do everything. He helps her. Fire by 50 says, you are not helping her. You live there too. Because men really believe that this is the woman's job, but I'll do a little something if she asks me. People have told me, and I have definitely tried to take the help out of it, because they should definitely be doing work in the home. They should be participating in their own lives. So definitely we have to work out the word help. It's not helping. You live there. Clean up after yourself. Do things with your kids. Wash the dishes because you eat off of them. Ella says, pro tip about women, when we're done, we are done. Men often waffle, try to come back, try the whole I can change BS, etc. But women largely leave and don't look back. And the thing is, that's because women leave mentally and emotionally check out. Just emotionally check out. And then after they get their ducks in a row, that's when they leave physically. So men need to get it together while women are still talking, while women are still, saying this is what we can do to work on it. Let's do X, Y, and Z. And all they hear is wah, 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 wah. If she's talking, she's still trying. Once she shuts up, she's creating a plan to execute. So this is verified that this is Michael. Totally sure that that's Michael. Billy Joy says, I will never again live with a man in my home. Aisha Robinson says, I feel the same. Not even my elderly father. If I have a child, he got to move out at 18. I'll even give him the tent or cardboard box. LOL. Knowing the type of parent I would be, my child would be gone at 16. LOL. They would be thinking, I need to get away from this crazy lady. Moon Babe says, men starting families when they have the mentality of a child is wild to me. And then Botanical Animal at the bottom saying things that we keep repeating, and it bears repeating. That's because men want children the way children want puppies. This is a different post, but still along that same exact vein. Scarlett says, for every man that is blindsided by their divorce, there was a wife that told him exactly where it was heading and what they could do to fix it for years. But like I keep saying, they hear womp, 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 womp. This woman put up with this for a long time. Jade says, I've been begging for nearly 20 freaking years. I wasted my best years on him. I can't tolerate the abuse anymore. I always told myself if he puts his hands on me, it's over, and it finally happened, and I'm done. He better not be blindsided when the divorce papers arrive. Tawanda says, the amount of grown men in this comment section pretending they didn't know or she wasn't clear enough, get the F out of here, which are blatant lies and weaponized incompetence. You knew every minute of every day and just hoped she would forget about it and hate herself forever. She didn't. You are accountable. And to that, James laughed. The thing about it is, oh my gosh. Okay. Like the other day, this man jumped into my comment section and he asked the exact same question 3 different times. Like, what can I do to not be like these men? I'm like, if you just jump into comment sections and read what women are saying, you can avoid this. Kosha says, so much borderline incel male cope in these comments. It's embarrassing. Y'all need therapists. Paris says, for years, people always told me I took my divorce well. Yeah. Women go through the pits of hell and back trying to make it work and are neglected. They recognize. I don't believe they are blindsided. I think they act blindsided to outsiders because as a wife, we aren't running and going to tell everyone who will listen. We are still managing to keep up a facade. Blindsided works as a front. Taylor May says, in my case, I said it wasn't working, stated I wasn't happy and why. The response was, well, I'm happy. If you're not, then fix it. So I did. I walked. Months later, he looked me in the eye. I just don't understand what I did wrong. Bruh. The Brown Moose says, I think I understand why men claim the divorce came out of nowhere or I was blindsided. Men understand action and women do a lot of asking because we communicate with words where men do so with action. Exceptions. So when she constantly is asking and he is ignoring and refusing, yet she stays, it tells him she's okay with it. So when she eventually leaves after asking and begging, yet stayed, then he is caught off guard. It's one possibility. We women need to stop asking over and over and stop. Just stop asking. Stop asking and just leave them. If they don't want to participate in the relationship, if they don't want to do the things that it takes to make it successful, then leave them alone. Anyways, let me know what you think about this one. Join the conversation. Have you ever blindsided anyone? Have you heard of anyone being blindsided? Join the conversation. Got another post out of the Two Hot Takes subreddit. She says, am I heartless for not being upset about ending a 9-year relationship? These women are done. They're done, and they are relieved. And men should see this and take this as as a sign that women are not pressed about these relationships, that they are seeing that they can go on. So let's get into it. She's 32, he's 33. So the fact that they've been together for 9 years say that they got started really young. And this is another reason why I keep saying that women should not be in these relationships so super duper young, because they're giving up a lot of time that they would have to develop their sense of self and all of that. Anyways, let's get to the post. I'm a 32-year-old woman, and last night I broke up with my boyfriend of 9 years. He's 33. And honestly, I feel okay. Actually, I feel happy, relieved, like a weight I've been carrying for years has finally lifted. This morning, he was crying, even though right before I ended things, he told me he hates me. We have 3 kids. 2 of them are on the autism spectrum, and the youngest, his biological child, has no special needs. When I was pregnant with our youngest, he told me he wasn't attracted to me anymore because I was brewing a kid. That's when he asked me for an open relationship. I was young, scared, and already deeply insecure, so I said yes, hoping things would go back to normal after the baby was born. Looking back, I know that was naive. Since then, I've tolerated so much. He yells at me when he's mad and then blames me for making him angry. He's broken up with me countless times during fights. Every time I expressed hurt or tried to address issues, he turned it into a lecture about my flaws. I've apologized for things I didn't do just to de-escalate. I cooked, cleaned, did his laundry, ran the errands, worked a job, and took care of our kids. He's never once taken or picked them up from school. All he does is game. He eats in his office. He barely interacts with the family. Even the kids notice. Despite how lonely I felt, I still fought for us. I went to therapy. I asked him to go too. I tried fixing everything he said was wrong with me. About 2 months ago, I realized his touch repulses me. We haven't been intimate in 6 months. And honestly, I don't know why I stayed so long. Maybe it was for the kids. Maybe it was childhood abandonment trauma. Probably both. We haven't talked logistics yet. He's at work. I don't know what I'm allowed to ask for in terms of help with the kids. The 2 oldest aren't biologically his, but they're Irish twins, and he's been in their lives since they were babies. He calls himself their dad. I'm also scared about how he'll act moving forward. What if he yells at me in front of the kids again? When I try to shut him down, he just gets crueler. How can I calm things down without having to physically leave the house every time? This morning, he was devastated, but I wasn't. Is it wrong that I feel at peace? Absolutely not. A weight, like she said, has been lifted because, why? Why would you be upset? He's not doing anything. She says right here, he's never once taken them or picked them up from school. All he does is game. He eats in the office. He eats away from the whole family. He does not interact with the family. What is his point? What is the point of him even being there? There's none. So now that he's going to be gone, she can breathe easier. Stress will be relieved. Life will be easier for her not having him in the same home. Love the Jackass says, you don't ask for stuff like help with the kids. You file for child support for the one that's his. He will get some custody time. You take the other kid's father to court to get support. And then you figure out how to get some help with understanding self-worth and give some thought to staying single. 3 kids with 2 on the autism spectrum is a lot. And then the OP says, I agree with this, and staying single is what the plan is. I can't take the other father to court as he is no longer alive. Great guy, and I'm sure we would have still been together if he hadn't passed. Whew. I wonder how this person felt after hearing that the person died and she wasn't just out here sleeping with people willy-nilly. Additional Yak says, so have you gotten Social Security benefits for them? If you're in the States, his children are entitled to them. Humans Are Exhausting said you should also be receiving Social Security death benefits for them since their dad died. And then the OP says, yes, they get some Social Security benefits for the autism, which goes into their secure accounts for their future. And then Vina Nay Main says, no, these would be survivor's benefits, which are different from childhood disability ones. Regardless, it sounds like she's getting some money, and maybe she does need to go look and see if there is more money. But here in the United States, trying to figure out where you can find some benefits might be hard, considering this administration is trying to make helping or having safety nets for women. It seems like it's trying to make it so that there are no Social Security benefits. Regardless, I'm sure this woman is going to figure it out. Now that she'll have the opportunity to breathe more and stress less, it'll give her brain more space to be able to figure out how she's going to financially support these children. Anyways, let me know what you think about this one. Join the conversation, like, comment, and share. I just did this post and I'm doing an update on it because at first when I clicked his name, I couldn't get to his profile, so I didn't see all of his comments. And I wanted to come back and revisit it because he is in the comment section, maybe kind of explaining himself. So he says 4 months ago, him and his wife had an argument. And he said he wants to separate. He left. He went to his mama house. He told his whole family that they were separating. This woman has had 4 months of being separated. She said, cool, let's get a divorce. I got a lawyer. You get a lawyer. It is time to figure this out and split this completely up. And now he's like, what? I'm just out here working for my family. Now she does not want to get back together with me? What is going on? So that is the recap. Like I said, I just did the whole story. There's no need to read all of this word for word. Okay, let's get into the comments. That Hella High Hobbit says, why in the world would you tell your whole family personal business that same day and expect your wife to react any different? You said you wanted to be separated. She gave you that. She probably realized it's much easier to be alone and only take care of the kids. And then Star Striker says, it's also interesting that there's context missing. A big blow-up fight? Over what exactly? What issues were they having and why did he leave it out? Because these people, these men, are not reliable narrators. They do not tell the whole story. So here's the OP. He says, I was suggesting we do a mini holiday with the kids a few hours away, and she didn't want to for the kids. I was hoping some time away from home in a fun place would be good for us. So he thought that they were going to go a few hours away with a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and it would be fun because he wouldn't have to do all of the work. She would be still stuck managing kids. And these people do not understand that sometimes vacations are not as fun for women as they are for men, especially if the women are the ones juggling the babies. So I wanted to do that comment because some people in my comment section were wondering why they were arguing. So that's reason one. La Madre del Cantante says, it's not a holiday when she still has to do all the childcare, just in a different place. Hopeful Original says, it's even worse as it can be more work. You got to plan all the details and pack and deal with the changes in routine. Often your only solace in hard times of being a parent, LOL. If I were doing all the childcare, I think this man is crazy to want to do a holiday as if it's some treat. No thanks. I'd rather save the money and keep the routine. Thanks. Dew Water says a few hours away, so they'd have to drive there with the kids in the back of the car arguing and having to stop for potty breaks, etc. It would be exhausting just getting there. Sometimes, like, do these people think? Like, what is wrong with some of these people? Just think a couple of steps away. Like, no, this is not fun. But if you've never had to do all of the work that it takes to care for the children, I guess it's hard to conceptualize why this wouldn't be fun. So I've already done this comment before, but down here it says, so is this counseling supposed to be for him? And then the OP says, I have been in therapy since the fight. And to that, unique assumption says, doesn't matter. You told your whole family you were done and separated. Wicked Fairy says, yep, you started this. The separation made her realize she's happier without you. You can drag it out if you like, but you can't stop it. Your marriage has already failed. And then Shades of Shame says, yep, that last line, I want her to. What you want someone else to do is irrelevant. That person can decide for themselves what is best for them and helps them thrive. We can literally choose whom to surround ourselves with, how to shape our lives, and put peace and tranquility in our life first. Sounds like what is best for her excludes him. She said no. No means no. Dude needs emotional intelligence and accountability. Glad she's putting herself first. Pedal to Metal 2 says, because his business is the absolute 100% priority. And then to that, the OP says, I realize this and I'm trying to change. I closed on Sunday so that I can have a whole day dedicated to spending time with my wife and kids. So we all have a day off together. So just think about this. Now he wants to do all of this, that she's ready to sign the divorce papers. She's like, look, divorce papers. He's like, look, I took Sunday off. Yay, celebrate me. She's like, dude, we are done. We're done with this. And I'll end it with this. Frolic Detour says, you don't wait till your divorce is dead to try to fix it. It's like giving CPR to a corpse. And that's where I will end it. Do not try to give CPR to a corpse. Try to fix it while it's still alive. And if it dies, then you move on. You autopsy what you did all wrong during the first marriage so that you don't repeat those same mistakes during your second go round if you get a second chance. All right, y'all. Let me know what you think. I wanted to bring you these comments because, like I said, he was all in and through the comment section. I just couldn't get to it this morning. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and share. If you made it this far and you're not yet following me, go ahead and smash the follow button.